Okay, hi. It's just turned 6 o'clock, and this is the scheduled meeting for the Tuesday, the 9th of December, 2025. There's no one here at the moment, just myself. So I'm going to rattle on about anything. The subject we covered last week was, is there a God? Now, unfortunately, I had a little problem with my computer. All the available uh, data and memory space on my hard drive got used up, and therefore it didn't record that meeting. So we're going to have to do that all over again at some stage. I'm not going to cover the ground again tonight. What I'll do is what I'm going to do anytime where I am here by myself, I'm going to uh, deliver a monologue instead. Firstly, I'm going to mention what has been happening over the last couple of days and today for me. I have been attending a seminar, not a seminar, a webinar, a 3 day, 9 to 5 meeting over the internet where I and other people are receiving information from those people that are delivering the information. It was on marketing and business ideas. And my interest was the fact that they were covering how to market on Facebook and the tools used for that marketing, which is how to operate Ads Manager. Now, Ads Manager is a very difficult, confusing program. There are hundreds of different potential configurations to just create an ad. There's 6 or 7 main ad categories, and those ad categories then break down. And it breaks down into 3 levels. Your campaign level, which is the entire idea of what you're trying to advertise, the ad sets, which are your particular people that you're trying to advertise to, and the ads themselves. So you might have one campaign with 2 target groups, and within those 2 target groups, you're putting 2 or 3 ads in each one. So one campaign might have 6 ads. One campaign could have 100 ads for as far as it matters, but I'm not going to get wrapped up in that. I'm going to mention what it's led to me to today and how that might be relevant to us as Christians. Firstly, it took me away from a lot of things that I'm constantly doing. I spend a lot of time working on the Facebook group and ministry in many other ways. There are quite a few projects that I'm working on, and I can't just deliver one overnight. If I had a ton of help, great, I can get things moving a lot quicker. However, today, yesterday, firstly, I started looking over my ad campaign and fixing up the mess. I realized that the information I got from this webinar was pretty good, but it missed an awful lot of things. Certain things that I really wanted to get from it was how to install a metapixel, which I'm not going to explain what that is at the moment. But it's an ad tracking thing that you put into your own website, which tells Facebook and Google, etc., how many people have been to what pages and if they've clicked on any particular links or anything like that. It doesn't tell you, their names, addresses, and who they are or anything like that. Just that you had 20 people at this page today and 6 of them clicked. today, after starting to reassemble the ad manager, which again is the program that runs your Facebook advertising, I lost a couple of ads in the process in sorting them around and stuff like that. And later, I will just say hi to Monique. Hi, Monique. Again, like normal, if no one's here when I start, I divert off onto another subject like what's been happening through the day, etc. And I've been telling everyone about the Facebook marketing. And I was just about to mention that when I got into my old ads and tried to transfer them to a database so I had a better way to work with Ad Manager, I lost a couple of the ads. I accidentally deleted them. And one of them, I think there was two that I lost, but I certainly lost an ad which was my absolute best performing ad. And that was a bit disturbing. And why I'm mentioning it now is I didn't get really upset. It's like, oh, well, what's lost is lost, sort of attitude. And I didn't even think about it. I didn't dwell on it being lost. And not knowing this program, I was just doing other things and I clicked on something and it's like, oh, hang on, this takes me to old ad records. So if I've lost the ad itself, maybe in the old ad records, there's some records of the results of the ad. Not a problem. It was all there. So the wonderful thing about that is that, firstly, when things don't seem to be going right, maybe things are actually going well and you just don't know about it yet. And other than that, if it's in God's plan and those things aren't going well, God will bring you what you need. Because what I needed, the best resulting ad, which was lost, I got all that information back by not knowing what I was doing. So, blessed from ignorance. What do you think,
So
Benny?
when I clicked on the Zoom that's in the narrow door page, that wasn't working. Only when
Yes,
you shared.
yes. What's happened is I've got the two passwords around the wrong way. And that's what I was talking about with the Facebook ads, etc. If God's in it, it's going to work out. You might go through trials and tribulations, but those trials and tribulations will strengthen you, and the outcome of those trials and tribulations will be a positive thing in the end anyway.
And there was this perfect quote from Joyce Meyer that would have gone perfectly today with what you just said, but I can't remember it perfectly. But it was something like your successes come out of your failures or something like that.
Absolutely, because when we learn to ride a bike, you're not going to just get on the bike the very first time and be able to ride the bike. You're
Yeah.
going to have some crashes. You're going to have some failures. And
Some owies.
and you know, getting on and doing it, knowing that there are going to be failures, and not focusing on the failures, but focusing on what you got right, you will learn and get to the position or place what you want to need to be.
That's good.
And God takes us through these things in life. Uh, if a person has a perfectly easy life, then, well, first thing, nobody else can relate to them. It's like, what? Um, and as well as that, um, when struggles do come along, they're not going to know how to face anything. And the strength of God is built in struggles. Not that God necessarily makes struggles just for you to grow, but knowing that life has struggles, God uses those as opportunities, as stepping stones. So it was a quite interesting day, as in, I lost my best dad, and I found, I discovered a totally new set of information, which included everything I wanted to know, and even more. I was blessed beyond the loss. Had I not lost that, actually, there's an interesting thought. Had I not lost that ad, I wouldn't have actually been looking in this particular database of the ad. And this particular database records um, a lot more data than your basic data. As in, it tells me whether people that clicked on the ad were male or female, uh, whether they were in one particular group or another. It doesn't really break it down to full demographics, but there's things that break down even further, which the normal ad data doesn't do. The normal ad data doesn't tell you how many that clicked were male and how many that clicked were female, which can be quite useful because you can actually target ads towards females or towards males. If you know that 60+% of people that click on the ad are male, well, then the next time you create the ad, you click the box that says send it just to men, and you'll get a far better result. So, just having the more data you have, the better off you are. So, in loss, God has blessed me with a better result in the long run.
Interesting.
So, Monique, how's your day been? Or week, or anything interesting that's blessed you or the like?
Um, it's funny. It's silly and funny.
Yeah.
Woolies has ham for $8 a kilo, leg ham. Like no, leg on the bone. And I went to pick up the groceries, and there's this like literally $25 ham sitting there, and I was like, oh, they've got my order wrong. Like I didn't order a ham, and I was thinking to myself, I can afford a ham, but I've got to tell them the truth. I didn't order this ham, right? So it's just funny. And then they looked through the order and everything, and then they said, "No, you've ordered it." And then I looked on my order, and then I clicked, "Yes, I did," because it was $8 a kilo, which is cheaper than even chicken breast. And then I said to just like you talking about blessings, and I said to the lady, "Oh, I've got a ham. I've got a ham for Christmas. I've got a ham." She's, and but it's just interesting because if it hadn't have been mine, there was such a temptation to just because it was a pickup collection to actually just take off with the trolley.
Yeah.
But I thought if it's not mine, I don't know. I don't know the lesson in it, but I thought if I didn't actually pay for it, which I did, like it was mine. Oh, I don't know. It's like, and I think it's like something like maybe it's like not just receiving our salvation, but you think that something's not for you, but it actually is. I don't know. Like I'm gonna
Yeah.
throw it out in the to the Lord, but it's almost like you people think salvation's not for them, but literally, like this sounds so like I'm not minimizing salvation, but it's like God has put it in the trolley. Like you just gotta like He has paid for it, but you just gotta like you can't say, oh no, no, it's not mine. I don't know. But there is an integrity about it as well, accepting what the Lord's done for you because you do have to be honest. You do have to be honest about your sin. And in comparison, obviously, the Lord paid the highest price, but there was just that mentality of like, oh, yeah, I don't know. It was almost like, oh, I don't deserve this because like it was a lot more than what I thought like I could purchase or get, if that makes sense.
There's another
I
lesson
don't
in that as well.
tell me.
It's not so much a godly lesson, but it's a lesson of life. We get what we have set ourselves up to get, even if we forget that we have set ourselves up to get that.
Yeah.
We're in the position that we set ourselves up to be in. We might not have intended to set ourselves up in a certain position, but we are where we put ourselves.
Yeah.
It's just that some of the time we forget. And that's what
Yeah.
you did.
But I just the look on my face, I said to ladies, oh sorry. And then I just had this absolute joyous moment of like it's so heavy, I could hardly carry it to the fridge. I was like, I got a got a ham. And it'll probably cover some of the meals in the next 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, well, it will. So it's a very practical thing, but I don't know. It, in my world, it was kind of exciting.
Yes. In your world, little things can mean a bit.
It's
Yeah, what we forget is what means nothing to one person is an awful lot to another.
oh, it's so good.
We think uh, if we're on minimum wage in this country of say $25 an hour, we think, oh, gee, I'm struggling. But the majority of people in this world are on an average of maybe, I'm guessing, about $10 an hour. And you look at third world countries where people are struggling to make $2 or $3 an hour.
Yeah,
We're incredibly rich, even if we're on the Australian poverty line. And we forget those things.
it's true. So really, it is warranted to, how do you say it? Not to be joyous about it, but it was just sort of something that I wasn't sure how it was gonna pan out in the lead up to Christmas. So like it really was such a special like and it's just it's a huge it's literally like 4 kilos. So it's like you can have ham sandwiches. What are those other things? And you put the ham in the fry pan. I don't know. Probably can put ham in rice. It's
Sure.
cool.
I guess there's quite a few ways that you can have ham.
there will be in the next few weeks.
And we can ham it up for the rest of this session as well. Because again, it's a broken session. Just rapping on about what God can do when we're not expecting it, and what God can do that takes us in good directions. Because one of the things it's done with you, it's reinforced that you need to speak up if you think there's something amiss, even if it's in your favor, and you might benefit from not telling people.
Yes.
Tell them anyway.
And
That's what we're called to do.
Glenn, even the way it was positioned, it was the first bag on the end that I saw literally sticking out like a sore thumb. And at that point, I wasn't 100% sure it was my order generally. But then I saw yogurt and stuff in another bag, and I thought, yeah, that's my order. So, like, I just wanted to, like, literally, like, take it, like, you know what I mean? Like, get the trolley and, like, burn off. Like, I'm out of here. um, but then I just was like, I don't know. Yeah, it probably was my conscience, which is what we touched on something last week about how we know that God is real because we do actually have a conscience.
Yeah, well, I'm going to type in a message to anyone that might also hopefully want to join the next meeting. Use the password, typo, from the other meeting. And any other blessings or anything like that while I type away, Monique?
Without like going into any personal details about our daughter, I just want to say a little bit about persistence and how I've seen our daughter, who's 25, persist in her studies. And I guess there's something in that about not giving up. And I'm not really sure where I'm going with this, but I was just thinking about it earlier that she could have, over the years when it got tough, she could have like given in and, like, as they say, thrown the towel in and, but she didn't. And I know this is not really relating to God, but of course, if I can bring Ham back to God, I can bring anything back to God. I think I think that like there's something about persistence,
Yeah.
That it's just like I'm trying to think of the scripture, how we build on the word in essence, because you were also touching on, in one of your latest teachings, you were touching on about building the house and
Yeah.
but building God's house, the framework, the walls, the roof. And I just was thinking I'm just getting like a vision now about when we're building God's kingdom sometimes, and I'm likening it to a house. sometimes we might only be laying one brick at a time.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm sort of linking this to the persistence as well. But we are building the house.
Yeah, some of the time, even not one brick at a time, it can be an awful long time between bricks as well.
Yeah.
Some of the, there are dry seasons, um, spiritual dry seasons. I guess pretty much we all go through them, but we can always find ways through them really quickly. We can talk to other people who can help us through, as in, give us some good advice or get into the word or the like. Uh, your presence in a dry season doesn't mean you have to stay there. When things aren't going well, whether it be in life naturally or in God, uh, if you aren't seeing the answers, reach out to get help. Again, whether it be in the Bible, it's a good way, but talk to highly experienced Christians like pastors, etc. And they'll be more than willing to help you out.
Yeah,
I'm going to
that's
have
a
a
good
quick look at
point.
the time.
Is it
Okay,
nearly
well, it's time to change meetings.
okay? See you in a minute.
Okay, well,
Which
so much
link
for
do
this
I
one.
need
Catch you in the
to
next one in a couple of minutes.
click the second link? Yeah.
Bless you.
Okay, bless you.